Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Junk Food and You. This is the podcast where I sort of just talk about like random things, candy snack things, just kind of get things off my mind sometimes because, I have sometimes just random statements and thoughts about candy and snacking and stuff like that. Today we're going to talk about treats that I review twice. And this can sometimes be difficult. I've had this problem a few times, and I don't mean treats that I review twice on purpose. I do a segment on Candy Critic on YouTube mostly called In Hindsight, where I actually specifically re-review stuff after it's been a while since I've tasted it. There's new episodes coming up all the time, and so that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm specifically talking about treats that I review twice that I don't mean to review twice. And there tends to be two reasons. They're sort of related, but there's two reasons why I might review a treat twice, and it all has to do with packaging. One of the reasons that happens is occasionally I will review something. I'll buy a package of gummies, for example, and I'll open them up, I'll eat them, I'll review it, and the package has all the information on it and everything like that and tells me what it is. Then maybe a few months, a year or two later, I'll go to a bulk store and I'll find a candy. And to be honest, I've written nearly 2,000 reviews right now. I don't remember everything I reviewed offhand. I don't have it stored in my brain. I have quite a few. I'm pretty good. I've only actually reviewed something twice a few times, and then I realized I reviewed it twice and just not posted the review. That was actually sort of the inspiration for In Hindsight. But sometimes I'll go to a bulk store and they'll actually label it as something different, because one of the things I actually have some friends who work at bulk stores, and I've talked to people who work at sort of bulk candy stores and bulk food stores, and quite often they sort of label it whatever they want in candy stores. They'll label it what they maybe remembered it as a kid. Sometimes certain they'll avoid using brand names and just sort of label it something more generic. And so sometimes I will actually review something twice, and I'll look back after a little while and I realize this is like the same review for the same candy, but it's two different things. Maybe it's the same candy, but because I reviewed it in bulk. So when you see my bulk reviews, you might see a candy and go, but that's the same as you review. That's because I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's another brand copying it. Maybe it's like a fake version of the sort of packaged version that I tried, or vice versa. I just never know. So that's one way that sometimes I can review a candy twice. The other way, which is similar, but even a little more, I don't know, maybe nefarious, but I don't know. Some candy companies will actually repackage candies with their own label on them. There's a lot of sort of I see this a lot, particularly in stores when I'm traveling that sell souvenirs. So in one place you can have, you can go to Montana and eat Montana chocolate rocks, and then you can go to Colorado and have Colorado chocolate rocks, and then you can go to the Alps and have, Swiss chocolate rocks, and they're all the same candy. They're rocks, and they could be, made by the same thing, but they rebrand it to sort of suit their tourist attraction. So, like I said, candy rocks is a really common one. I find a lot of that. I like to go hiking and in parks and in places like that around nature, so that's probably why I come across this quite often. I've seen gummies. I've also seen it done where it's to the point when it's it'll be Colorado Candy Company, and maybe this exists. If I do, I apologize because I'm not sure you guys do this, gummy worms. And they're just Haribo gummy worms repackaged. Because if you go to a lot of these sort of candy shops, local candy shops and stuff like that, sometimes you'll see they will be manufacturing candy. They often make fudge. Fudge is sort of, in the candy world, easier to make. Chocolate is easier to work with. Gummies is actually really challenging. You need certain equipment. Running it is really hard. It's a much more reasonable thing to do in a factory setting. So when you go to a lot of those places, if you see jelly beans and gummies, if you don't see the equipment that they're making it with, it's very possible that they're just taking another brand, either in bulk, because Haribo sells bulk gummy worms. You can buy 10 kilos of gummy worms from them if you want. If you want to go to their website and be like, I want 10 kilos of gummy worms, they will sell you 10 kilos of gummy worms in one package that you can repackage in smaller packages and sell it with your own label and everything like that. Candy companies don't mind this, but as a candy reviewer, it gets to be kind of a pain. I tend, when I'm traveling, to not really pick up those local candy things unless I'm pretty sure, unless it's totally unique, or unless I'm very sure that they make it there, like I see proof of them actually making it there. I will rarely pick up like a bag of gummy worms or anything like that. The rocks, I'm kind of getting a little sick of eating the same rocks over and over again and trying to figure out if they're the same or not. Fortunately, I enjoy eating them, so it's like not a big deal. But just, I kind of get a little tired of, I don't really write the reviews. I tend to stay away from that unless, again, I see the equipment that they can make it, or unless it's something just totally unique that I've just never seen anywhere else. In which case, I might be eating something that's original, or I might be eating something that's repackaged, but I've just never tried the original one, as it comes. Humbugs are another one. Humbugs are available in every candy store in the world. I don't think every candy store in the world makes them. If you see a place that makes hard candy that actually sits there and boils it and pulls it and does all that, by all means, it's totally possible. That means you can witness them making hard candy. It's totally possible that they're making humbugs on their own. If they sell fudge and that's it, and you see humbugs, it's possible that they're just buying in bulk and repackaging it to themselves, which means you could be getting the same humbugs anywhere in the world. Again, nothing wrong with that. If you like humbugs, it's great. But it's sort of something that it's why I have accidentally eaten some candies twice under different labels. I try not to do it that much. Sometimes friends bring me treats and they want me to review them, and I will review them. And I might talk about even this fact, and I'll probably even include this video in a few of these, sort of if I suspect that these have been remade. So that is one of the issues with being a candy critic is finding original stuff, either at bulk stores or in candy specialty stores or in like tourist shops, trying to avoid eating the same candy twice. So thanks for listening to my sort of little rant here, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can go to candycritic.org to find links to everything from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. You can also read well over 1,000 candy reviews, with new ones coming all the time. Candycritic.org also has links to pick up my latest books, as well as some cool candy-themed merchandise.